The kids are invited to come on down and join me for a worship story. Good morning. Good to have you here. Welcome. 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 Good to see you guys. Little bright, smiling, sunshiny faces. Just what I like. There we go. Good. So here's a question for you. Whether or not you've ever been to a courtroom. Some of you may not even know what a courtroom is, but it's a room in a courthouse like what we have downtown in Ottawa here, and it's a place where they decide on the truth. You know, if something happened, they kind of figure out whether or not it happened. And they bring people in to do that. It might look actually a little bit like this. I mean, this is a picture of a courtroom. I mean, there's no people in there now, but there's usually people in there, and they have places to sit and all of that. And one of the really important people in a courtroom is actually a person called a judge. And you can usually tell the judge because the judge wears like a black robe like this. And they sit in a very special spot. And they're really important. I mean, let's see in our picture here. Well, the judge would usually sit right there by the flag. Yeah. And they have a very important piece of equipment that they use. It's called a gavel. And sometimes you might hear a judge go, "Order in the court." That means everybody needs to be quiet and pay attention. Yeah. So the judge will sit up there and be in charge of everything. And there's lots of different people who will at various times talk. But then some of the really important people that come into the courtroom are what are called witnesses. Yeah, they will come and they'll sit like right over here. This is the witness stand. And they'll be asked questions and they'll be instructed to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because that's kind of what a courtroom is about, is finding out what is truth. And so a witness who sits right there is very important, because they're going to tell the judge and maybe even a jury in there, but they're going to tell everybody in the courtroom maybe what they saw, what they heard, or what they experienced. And that's what a witness does. They speak the truth about what they saw or what they heard, what they experienced, and what they know as well. In just a little bit, we're going to hear Jesus say something about witnesses to his disciples. He's going to actually call them witnesses. He says, "You are going to be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth." It's like Jesus saying, if you're a follower of me, you're a witness. That you and I, we're the ones today that, well, we don't have to go sit in a witness stand, but just wherever it is that we go, on the playground, although we can't go there right now these days, but our friends, and when we get to go back to school, and even in our families, God calls us to tell the truth about what we've heard, what we've seen, what we've experienced, and what we know. And as witnesses, you and I, as Jesus calls us witnesses, we're being asked to do that in the world today, to let people know of what we've experienced and what we've seen and what we've heard, that Jesus loves us, that he died for us, that he rose from the dead for us, that he will never let us go, that he is with us, that we don't have to fear anything because Jesus promises to not ever leave us or forsake us. And so when we talk about that, when we live that out, when we share that with other people, you and I, we're being just what Jesus called us to be. We're being witnesses. In our own homes nearby, but even further away to the ends of the earth. How about that? Hey, thanks for coming up, and we'll see you guys next time.